Alright, hey guys, Friendly Neighborhood Fun with AJ back again. One of my most recent videos, I detailed updates and plans for the Thruxton RS, and I've come to realize that the most trafficked, viewed videos on my channel are about my bikes, the Thruxton, the Ducati black and tan behind it. So, making this video to give you guys a little history lesson of why I went with the Thruxton RS, where my interest started, and give you guys more perspective into all that. First, let me tell you guys, I wanted the Thruxton since about 2011. I think it was the year Tron Legacy came out, and there was a sports classic in it. I wanted a sports classic, but it wasn't being sold from new anymore, and I couldn't find one within my budget. The prices after the movie launched went up from I think 8 to 10,000 to 20, 30,000. So I was like, I'm not going after a $30,000 bike. So I ended up looking for alternatives. I found the Thruxton, which was the old air-cooled version. I think it was a 900cc or 865cc at the time. They had some cool ads with, I think it was in London or at least British males or Italian, but I think they were in leather jackets, they were at cafes, and they were with this red Thruxton and black one. And at the time I was like, okay, that's cool. And the bikes at the time were maybe 8,000 new, I think USD, and I thought that was more obtainable than 20 or 30. So I started seeking stuff, started chatting with Kevin at Moto Chop Shop way back then, back in 2012, about putting together a bike and what I would want, discussing with him in messages about things like I would want Olin shocks up front, Olin shocks at the back, and things about how the bike would handle being an air-cooled. And he was like, oh yeah, you could do all this, so you add another 3,000 and blah blah blah. It started adding up again, and we were at over 10,000, just talking about quotes for putting something together like that. Then in 2015, I watched a live bike shed launch from Triumph of the refreshed liquid-cooled Thruxton Standard and R range. And I saw the R and I was like, that's exactly what I was trying to design with the old air-cooled bike. I had Showas up front that looked like Olin's, just like the RS. Olin's in the back, but they were yellow, not black like the RS line. And it had drive modes, liquid cooled, and it just all ABS standard, everything you could imagine. I was like, okay, I want the R. So I started saving for the R. And while I was saving, in between there, it was maybe in I feel like it was 2019, the TFC came out, and I just had enough for the R. And I was like, oh, maybe I should just get the TFC. And the TFC was MSRP either it was 21,000 MSRP at the time. I said that's too much. I got an offer from a dealer for 19 MSRP. And that was too much for me because once again I was going from that $10,000 range to $20,000, $30,000 range. So after thinking about it, thought about it for a couple months, and then they announced the RS. And the RS, I was like, okay, I don't need a TFC because I don't need a numbered version, so let's go with the RS. And I started asking for pricing, and I was trying to get someone as close to $12K as I could for the bike. During the pandemic 2020, 2021, I got one offer for $13K, the lowest. I didn't move on it at the time because I thought I could still get it at 12. I never did. But I ended up getting this bike for close to what I wanted. I did, as far as colorways, I did want originally matte black. I thought that was the coolest thing, like the Ducati black and tan. But then after having the Ducati for almost 10 years or however long it's been, I realized matte scratches really easily, even compared to anything gloss. It's tough to maintain a nice luster to it. Lots of wiping, rubbing. So I was like, okay, I'll get the gloss black. Then I started seeing the gloss black everywhere in the RS, and I was like, I don't want to be like everyone. So I started looking for other options and came across this competition green, gold they call it, even though it's off-white, and then silver ice. I always liked the competition green standard version, but they never had I think a R or RS version. So that's why I ended up going with this one. I don't necessarily love the Triumph badge right there. I liked the wording of Triumph on the older prior year models and different colorway models, but that said, it doesn't bother me that much. It's different. So yeah, that's my history with the Thruxton range. Throughout all of that, I looked at every known accessory for the air-cooled Thruxtons and the liquid-cooled Thruxtons. So that's why I know so much about these bikes, is because honest to God, I probably see 99% of all LED turn signals, incandescent turn signals, tire options you could do, brake upgrades you can do in front and back, reservoir upgrades, I mean, everything. Seat, so if you ever have a question about aftermarket parts for a Thruxton, any year, let me know. I can usually give you like sound advice that's researched back from about 2011 to today, 2025. So what, 14, 15 years. So anyways, that's my history. I thought it'd be helpful to give you guys, this history so you know who you're dealing with as a content creator and what I'm about and why I'm passionate about the Thruxton RS. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know if you have questions. Please engage. Thank you guys for engaging on the last Thruxton plans video. Love that type of comment and engagement with my community. That's why I make these videos. So until next time, it's Friendly Neighborhood, Fun with AJ.